I am not Epstein's victim. Epstein did not introduce me to Donald Trump.
First Lady Melania Trump just completely undercut her husband and his top lieutenant's effort to turn the page from Jeffrey Epstein with this extraordinary public statement at the White House. She called for transparency and public hearings for survivors of his abuse and sought to distance herself from the convicted sex offender.
I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors.
She also said she has never been friends with Epstein, but acknowledged they ran in similar social circles. And she sought to downplay a friendly email exchange with Ghislaine Maxwell that the First Lady had signed Love Melania, with Maxwell calling her Sweet Pea. Trump called it a casual correspondence. This remarkable statement reignites momentum and public conversation on Epstein, and it comes as the president and former Attorney General Pamela Bondi have actively sought to tamp down discussion on this issue.
The survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for you to turn to them and apologize.
You know, when Epstein was alive, nobody cared about him. I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else.
So the biggest question is why now? It is extremely rare for the First Lady to speak publicly in this kind of a setting, and she had actually ignored a question on this issue in the past.
There was a call from many Epstein survivors to have Ghislaine Maxwell move to a high security.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
We are here celebrating the release and the life of those two incredible people, so let's honor that.
One source familiar with the matter tells me the West Wing was aware the First Lady was going to make a statement. What's unclear is whether they knew this was coming.
Oh no, but see, I want her to. I absolutely want her to sue me. I hope that she will. I invite her to. Because here's the thing. I would have the best lawyers on the planet lined up around the block to defend me if she sued me, because the truth is a defense. The truth is a defense. And if you sue me for slander, and I prove that it's true, I win. And I guarantee you, I'd have the best lawyers on the planet lined up to volunteer their services. I know I would. If I were given that opportunity, absolutely, I would work pro bono on a case to defend someone, because you get to do discovery. You get to take depositions of witnesses. You get to then also, because the truth is your defense, you get to put your own evidence on in the court to prove your defense. Oh, I welcome it. Please. I hope that they will sue me, because that would be a fantastic opportunity, and we could use it, because I don't have anything to lose. Sue me and let me prove the truth. Go love your neighbor.
Guys, happening right now at the White House is the First Lady Melania Trump coming out to say she has nothing to do with Epstein and she was never Epstein's victim. And America is going wild. They're saying, holy moly, who asked you? Why are you coming out all of a sudden to talk about this? Why now? Like, why this moment? What is really going on in the White House? If President Trump are aware of these videos that you just made, is everything really, what is really going on? Like, why is everybody trying to hide their face right now from this whole Epstein case? Why is everybody trying to vindicate themselves from this Epstein's case? So it's really raising eyebrows. Like, people are beginning to talk and wonder. So, but the good news is I got some videos for us to look at. So let's watch these videos, and then after watching these videos, we can come back and give our 2 cents of what we think is really going on right now. And credit goes to the original owners of these videos. And please note that the purpose or the essence of these videos is just for educational purpose. It's not to say anything bad about any race or accuse anyone or say anyone is lying or anyone is not lying. So please sit back. Let's watch these videos together. And after we finish watching these videos, we'll come back and say what we think. But if this is your first time, please subscribe to my YouTube channel to hear the latest gossip. So let's stay tuned, and then when we're done, we'll come back and talk about the video.
What in the world just happened? Moments ago, Melania Trump just held a shocking press conference on the Epstein files. And Melania said that she's getting defamed by people saying that she had associations with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. She says that there are photographs and statements and documents that are circulating about her having connections with Epstein and Ghislaine, which she says are false and are defaming her reputation. She also calls for there to be congressional hearings regarding the Epstein files and that the victims and survivors should be permitted to testify publicly in Congress about their stories, and that all the people who are associated with Epstein, those are the people who should be exposed. The timing of this press conference from Melania Trump regarding the Epstein files, while we're looking to see if this fraudulent ceasefire that Donald Trump is talking about, is going to hold, or what the status is there, as the Strait of Hormuz is essentially still closed by Iran. Melania Trump delivers this press conference from the White House in Washington, D.C. This was very, very odd. Let me show you what went down here. Here, Melania Trump says that there are numerous fake images and statements about Epstein and me that have been percolating on social media. I'll play this clip right here. Let's play it.
The first time I crossed paths with Epstein was in the year 2000 at an event Donald and I attended together. At the time, I had never met Epstein and had no knowledge of his criminal undertakings. Numerous fake images and statements about Epstein and me have been circulating on social media for years now. Be cautious about what you believe. These images and stories are completely false. I'm not a witness or a named witness in connection with any of Epstein's crimes. My name has never appeared in court documents, depositions, victim statements, or FBI interviews surrounding the Epstein matter. I have never had any knowledge of Epstein abuse of his victims. I was never involved in any...
When she says things, we should just show the facts and the data, right? There lies in the Epstein files. They're in the Epstein files. There are communications between Melania and Ghislaine, like this email, October 23rd, 2002, Dear G. That's what Melania called Ghislaine.
Oh, no, but see, I want her to. I absolutely want her to sue me. I hope that she will. I invite her to. Because here's the thing. I would have the best lawyers on the planet lined up around the block to defend me if she sued me, because the truth is a defense. The truth is a defense. And if you sue me for slander and I prove that it's true, I win. And I guarantee you, I'd have the best lawyers on the planet lined up to volunteer their services. I know I would. If I were given that opportunity, absolutely, I would work pro bono on a case to defend someone, because you get to do discovery. You get to take depositions of witnesses. You get to then also, because the truth is your defense, you get to put your own evidence on in the court to prove your defense. Oh, I welcome it. Please. I hope that they will sue me, because that would be a fantastic opportunity, and we could use it, because I don't have anything to lose. Sue me and let me prove the truth. Go love your neighbor.
Okay, so I was thinking this very thing, because it makes no sense for her to just randomly come out and have a press conference about her not being connected to JE, and people need to stop talking about her. Nobody's talking about her right now. Nobody's talking about the files anymore. We have a whole war going on that is overshadowing the JE files. But Melania was told this morning the American public doesn't like you. Okay, you're in the negatives for net approval, and you were probably the most hated first lady in the entire United States history. And not just hated like a little, by a lot. So I feel like she just kind of came out and was like, y'all have to stop talking bad about me. I'm not associated with the one thing that MAGA seems to not agree on when it comes to Donald Duck and his entire administration. That seems to be where the divide happens, is with those exact files. And she's trying to remove herself from them after she was told that nobody fucking likes her. Dumpy Pants has done so much to distract from this, so for her to like voluntarily bring it up, it doesn't make sense. Except for she was told that she's hated.
Right now, there's reports that President Trump had no idea that Melania was going to come out and do a press conference on the Epstein case. And from what we know, President Trump is currently losing his mind because he was unaware. And he's going on a rampage on Truth Social right now. And as you can see, he's coming for everyone. He's not holding back. I told you guys, Melania Trump is covering her tracks. President Trump is about to be in so much trouble because of everything he has done in the Epstein files. And it's been released. Pam Bondi was subpoenaed. Pam Bondi tried getting out of it, saying that she wasn't subpoenaed. The Attorney General was subpoenaed. And some people were like, okay, yeah, she's right. But others were like, nope. And if she doesn't show up to the deposition, she's going to go to jail. I'm pretty sure Melania Trump, right now, is just covering her tracks. She's trying to make sure that she's not going to go to jail. Even though there's so much evidence out there that show everything Melania Trump said today is a lie, she has full contact with Epstein, and, there's emails where, Sweet Pea, as mentioned, Melania Trump is still trying to cover her tracks. I told you. Remember, March 5th, 2026. 1,000 pages from the Epstein files were released where President Trump is mentioned as saying a 13-year-old girl. And knowing that Epstein was going to blackmail people. And he was all for it. And Pam Bondi is going to be under oath having to talk. Something's going to happen. And Melania knows it. Melania knows something's going to happen. And this is her covering her tracks. But let me know what you think in the comments below.
Melania Trump appeared and delivered a speech to the whole country. In her speech, she talked about Jeffrey Epstein, stating that she had no knowledge of his crimes and no friendship with Epstein or Maxwell, and that Epstein did not introduce Trump to her, hoping people would stop talking about any relationship between her and Jeffrey Epstein. She demanded that Congress allow all survivors, if they are willing, to testify under oath so that their testimony can be included in the official congressional record and so that they have time to tell their stories, because she said Epstein did not act alone. After Melania Trump issued the Epstein statement, Donald Trump has completely broken down. MSN reports that Trump was unaware of Melania Trump's statement before she appeared on camera. He said he was attending a conference and could not say more. She said she did not know Epstein and the call ended. He then criticized the Wall Street Journal, saying it is one of the most inaccurate editorial boards in the world, and said Iran declared a premature victory, despite declaring victory in Iran on multiple occasions. He continued criticizing the Wall Street Journal. What do you think?
So this afternoon, nobody saw this coming, and I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not being snarky. Nobody saw this coming. Melania Trump, of all people, walked into the grand foyer of the White House and talked about Epstein. I thought, shh, don't talk about Epstein. Said that the lies linking her to Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. She did that unannounced. Several of her own aides didn't know what she was going to say. She said Epstein didn't introduce her to Trump. Fine. She says she's never been named in any court documents or victim statements. That's true, and it matters. But she also addressed the email, the one released by the Justice Department, written to Ghislaine Maxwell, talking about a magazine article about J.E., which is Jeffrey Epstein, one would assume, asking about Palm Beach, signed Love Melania. She called it a casual correspondence, a trivial note. And then this part. She called on Congress to hold public hearings for Epstein survivors. Democrats immediately said, yeah. So the First Lady, on the same day her husband is selling his ceasefire victory to the world, just handed the opposition a public Epstein hearing on a silver platter. I don't know what's happening in the White House, but between a misunderstanding that killed 182 people and love Melania to Ghislaine Maxwell, today is
Melania Trump gave a random impromptu address to the nation about the Epstein files. So like, wow, off the bat, what's going on? What are they doing? Are they trying to get in front of something? Is she defecting away from Trump because he tried to bury the Epstein files with the war in Iran? Or are they now trying to bury the war in Iran because that's a failure with bringing up the Epstein files? We don't know, okay? We don't know if this is Melania working with Trump in the White House to get in front of something that may drop in the coming week, or this is legitimately a schism that we now see in the Trump family. It's crazy, honestly. But the one main key takeaway from Melania Trump's address to the nation about the Epstein files is that she confirmed that there's more co-conspirators involved than those in which we know of, such as Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And she actually called on Congress to allow the victims of Epstein to testify under oath about what happened to them. So that's very interesting, very, very interesting. And in response, seemingly, Trump has just been blowing up. But to be fair, he's been blown up for the last couple days straight, so maybe this isn't in response to Melania. He went on Truth Social, and he completely ignored the speech or address to the nation that Melania Trump gave about the Epstein files, and just went on this rant, drilling at the conservatives who have been criticizing him over his war in Iran. The day before yesterday, Donald Trump called for the genocide of all 90 million Iranians, threatening to kill their civilization. In response to that, quite a few conservatives defected. We're talking about Tucker Carlson. We're talking about Alex Jones. We're talking about a statement made by MTG, although she defected a while ago. And this has really pissed Donald Trump off to the point where he's now criticizing them, condemning them, and condemning the media for giving their messages a platform.
Welcome back, guys. So I just watched these videos. Oh God, you guys in Americans, you guys are really hilarious. Like, people are coming out to voice out, by saying their own opinions of what they think is really going on. Like, someone came on one of the videos I watched, was like, the First Lady. So finally, you're coming out to say you have nothing to do with Trump. You're not you have nothing to do with Epstein. You are not Epstein's victim. And then videos are flying everywhere of you and Epstein and President Donald Trump standing together taking photos, and you were saying, oh, you were never introduced to President Donald Trump by Epstein, that all those things are fallacies and they are lies. And people are coming out to say, why now? Why are you coming out right now to talk about it? Is it because of the files? Okay, you guys just release the files, the remaining files, so that people can see what's inside the Epstein files. People shouldn't just come out and start saying their own, what they think or what they think people will believe or people want to hear. Like, release the files. Okay, if First Lady Melania is saying she doesn't have anything to do with Epstein and she wasn't Epstein's victim, that's okay by us. We don't care. We don't really know the backstory. But what we are saying is that you guys release the file so that we would know the content, we'll know the remaining content of what is inside the file. And some other videos, they were saying, oh, does President Trump knows that she's doing this issue? Is he aware that she called for this? Like, she just came out to announce, and some are even saying that the White House was not aware. She just called a press conference. So we don't really know what's going on. What's actually going on in the White House? What's going on, Americans? You guys, it's your country, so you know what's really going on. So please and please drop your comment on the comment section. Tell me what you think. Please, I would like to be educated and to have more insight of what is really going on in the White House. So that is the end of our today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please like my video and share my video. So I'll see you on my next episode. So goodbye.